The goal is just to get our programs back home even stronger. Stronger than what they are already. Safety culture. That's what we gotta have. We're well on our way.
One thing that I didn't sign up for, and I hope I never have to do, is what some of you unfortunately have had to do, and what my friend that's manager Southern Pine in Mississippi had to do, is to go find a family and tell them their loved one's been seriously injured or killed. So I would, as we go through the rest of the day and tomorrow, I'd just like to challenge each and every one of you here, whatever position you are, to go back home and sit back and reflect. Where are you at personally, and where is your co-op and your culture of safety? The only difference between Southwest and some of the other co-ops that have already been up here speaking is we've been lucky in the grace of God.
You can only see so many crews, you can't be with every crew, you all know that. And we were trying to figure out a way to get the culture changed to where they would feel that they've got a dog in the fight, so to speak, and they have ownership in this thing.
How do you get these guys, these foremen, to be engaged? And the quickest way I found for my guys was to touch on their professionalism. So if they want to be a good foreman, they got to have a great plan, right? So I talked to my foremen a lot about, get over this CYA part of this. If you're a really good foreman, what are you going to do? You're going to go out, you're going to have a good plan for your team. Just like you would a coach of a football team, basketball team, whatever it is.
So if an employee has a really good job briefing and then they go out and there is a terrible accident, can you see how I would use the job briefing to help defend them? Because if the job briefing says, you will do this, this is the equipment that you're going to use, this is the job that's going to be done, and then they go out and they get injured, I'm going to pull that job briefing back in and say, look, these are all the things you knew that this is what you were supposed to do when you were supposed to do it. Everybody agreed to that, right? And they'll say yes. That's a really good defense to help defend the home.
I'm going to talk about job briefings, of course. You guys have all heard me talk about it before. I'm approaching just a little different manner. I'm a huge proponent of it. We've been talking about it a lot. I talked about it years ago. We're starting to have to talk about it again. This is the latest MECIP poster that went out on job briefings. And it's got the slogan on it. Every time, all the time, in detail. I'm going to emphasize again, doesn't matter whether it's a security light or a three-phase energized pole C1. It's got to be a job briefing. It's just a matter of the detail. Some of these contacts we had this year, guys, Bart, they admitted it was secondary. They didn't wear their gloves. Somebody could have got hurt bad on that.
Rick made contact with the 7620 underground when he was using a paper towel to clean the elbow. They got there, they should have stopped. They actually should have done a second job briefing. They made an attempt to test it. They thought that it was dead. However, they did go back and check the reclosure on the overhead line, which was actually not even a quarter of a mile up the road from where they were working. They didn't ensure that the breaker was open, they didn't create a visible open, and they did not ground it where they were working it.
So what I will tell you is since then, even from top down, from the board on down, it's been pretty important for us to address this evenly. The board made a statement, look, the board has failed. I made the statement, I failed. Safety department made a statement, they failed. Lineman failed. So our issue was how do we recover from this? Well, I'll tell you, one of the things we came up with in the shirt that you see in the training is that it says, always safe, safe in all ways. All of us, all the time, all in. And one of the things you realize when you have an accident like this, that it affects the whole group, not just the lineman, it affects everybody inside.
Talk about how many years of service do these crews have, and where does complacency maybe set in? So I think Mike's been with us for 26 years, and the average age of his crew on this day, a four-man crew, was 15 years. Important pieces of safety advice for this industry, it didn't come from all the experts. It came from some wore-down, overweight lineman who came around and did safety meetings for AMC. But he said that if you get hurt in this business, you did two things wrong.
there's two things went wrong at the same time. Find that true. That the one thing keeping you from staring this way and not this way isn't that you didn't have one thing go wrong, but you didn't have two of them at the same time.
And I talked to my boss. I said, well, if we do this, it's going to take me longer. And they said, we don't care if it takes you longer. We want everybody to go home that night. So if it takes longer, it takes longer. And then the last one is more effective use of cover-up. We went, I shouldn't say above and beyond, but if you think you might need 2 guts, you take 3 and put it on there. If you think, oh, I might not need that, you don't think you might not need that, you just put them on and be done. You make sure you don't need it.
And he said the best teams understand the why. And I thought of that a long time, because if your crew's asking why do we have to do this, and your answer is because it's in that yellow book, they still don't understand it. Make sure they understand why it's in there and why they're supposed to do it.
We've got to get past the badass linemen that we all were 20 years ago, or thought we were. We need to do things, especially for the newbies coming in from the schools and that are homegrown apprentices. We have to take care of them, and that's by not showing them what not to do. And what's ironic about this is Pat's one of the best teachers we've got, and Kenny too. When I was told, I was like, no way, no way.
And then, like I said, this is a farm, and I thought I heard some cows moving. No big deal, there's cows around here. Well, I looked over, just happened to glance over at the members hanging them clothes on the line, and they were both looking up at that bucket. And I thought, oh my gosh. So I turned around there, and it was Pat.
Office, downstairs. The following Monday, I went in front of the board, told them exactly what I told you, and I apologized to them. And today, I apologize to all of you because I have let you all down also. A safety thing that I did not do is pretty hard for me to swallow, but I did it. I was in a hurry, it was hot, all that nonsense. I failed to put my hot gloves on, and that's all it would have took. Put my gloves on, 2 minutes with a connector, and would have been back and out of there at the shop. I had to call my wife that afternoon. She said, I told you wouldn't. She said, well, tell me in a nutshell what you did. And I said, I done a dumbass thing. That's what I told her. And she said, well, dumbass, is this something that we can correct? And I said, yeah, it's my fault. And I apologize for that, ladies. But at the end of the day, I had to tell everybody that I loved, not only everyone that I worked with, that I apologize to them.
And I looked at that text message. And I reached out, just like we did, and I reached out to Jerry, and I texted him and said, hey, if you ever need anything, his wife was in Columbia at the hospital. I said his wife at the time had found out she had stage 4 lung cancer. You guys know, you guys have probably heard, but, and he had all this stuff going on, and I texted him. I said, hey, if you need anything, just let me know, I'm here for you. He texted me back and said, Johnny, thanks, and sent a heart emoji. Now, I never used to use emojis. I just thought that was something for kids. When somebody like Jerry sent me back an emoji that said had a heart, what was that telling? What does an emoji add to a text? Do what? Feelings, right? And when Jerry did that, it may not have made a difference, but I wish 10 times over. 10 times over, I wish. That I would have got in my truck instead of sending a text message. I went and visited him. But he lived 3 hours from the office, and I would have got in my truck and said, Rob, I'm out of here today. I'm just going to go put my arm around Jerry. Don't know if that would have made a difference, but it couldn't hurt, right?
Better when it comes to safety, from your apprentice to your journeyman, to your lead lineman, operations, CEO, safety, member service, communications, accounting. Everybody's in this together. It takes everybody to make a big play. So let's make sure we're all playing together.
One secretarial staff back at our office. Third missed call was from Central Electric, and At that moment, I think my heart just sunk to my stomach.
It's real.
These are the pants I wore that night. You see on my sleeve, there's still skin. On my pants, there's still skin. It's taken me 7 years to open that box.
So this is our family. Our son Austin on the left, our daughter Caitlin, and then her new husband Mike. And they were married in October, so that's our family, and we cherish our family. And
I knew Bruce would recover. I didn't know what the extent was going to be, but I knew because of his attitude, because his co-op stayed in contact with him, that Bruce was going to recover.
That picture there, I just thought of little details, and boy, that is a little thing there. That's the greatest thing in my life, my granddaughter, which is 6 now. But I'm gonna tell you what, that statement from John Wooden, another great team leader. Guys, that's what we've got here. We've got some of the best teams in the world, and I'm talking from team leader aspects here. It's the little details that are vital. It's the little things that make a difference. Do the right thing. Do the best you can. And always show people you care. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Go home, bridge those gaps, coach those people through this stuff, and let's make 2018 zero contacts. Thank you all for sharing.